Good
hi,
morning.
Dana. Hi.
Hello, everybody. I've missed you. Happy December 38th. I'm not going to say Happy New Year. Happy
Oh, my
December
God.
38th.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I hear your New Year's show was great. I did not get to see it, but I've been thinking of you had Mary Trump on, and I mean, she's been warning about all of this,
Yes,
right?
She knew. And I mean, it's the fact that the Congress has now convened gone on recess until the 20th. I'm like, impeach him and convict him so he can never run for office again.
Yes.
It's not
Thank you.
that hard. You can do it in 3 days. Like, just do it.
And Dana, I said, I hate to say it, but this group of traitors in the Republican Party, do it because it's good for you. Because he's destroyed your party, and none of you are going to be able to run for president, Josh Hawley and Ted Cruz, if he's out there. So do it for yourself. You know, you're not going to do anything for America at this point. Do it for yourselves. Right?
I mean, honestly, Steph, I was looking at the TV yesterday going, oh my God, we turned into the country that I see on TV and think, how does something like that happen?
Yep.
I know.
Now we know.
Travis said it took me 3 hours to send him a holy S, what the effing S text. And I was like, that's because I don't know if it was COVID brain fog, but I just was sitting there in shock, like most Americans were, just in shock.
Just
Like, you don't even know how to process it.
I don't know where the police were. I don't know why they didn't have backup. This had been publicized for weeks. The Proud Boys were researching how to take over a Capitol since they tried to do it with Whitmire. Like, come on.
Not to mention, we have this Exhibit A from the morning, Trump inciting them.
You'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength, and you have to be strong. We have come to demand that Congress do the right thing and only count the electors who have been lawfully slated. Lawfully slated.
You know, our friend Dino Vidala, Dana, said the same thing I've been saying all morning. Anyone waving a MAGA flag after today should be viewed just like you would view someone waving an ISIS flag. They both hate America. I mean,
100%.
And the flag, the Confederate flag, the flag of other traitors.
Yeah.
Right. 100%. 100%. I don't know what was going on with the police. I know that there were some good cops, of course, that were trying to stop them. We've seen videos of that where they just got overrun, but there is zero reason that they did not have more people there when it was publicized.
Yeah. Thank you. And Dana, we were saying of the moments that we're going to teach in our history. I'm sure you remember as a gay woman, like I do, that great cartoon of the Confederate flag coming down and the rainbow flag going up. Well, the day we got marriage equality in America. And yesterday I said the emblem is going to be that person that lowered the American flag and raised a Trump flag at the Capitol. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
But that is the emblem of yesterday.
And
that
then
is
you've
the
got
emblem.
You've got a noose on the other side of the grounds, which was horrifying.
Right.
It was just, I was so sad yesterday. I was angry. I wasn't scared. I mean, I honestly, I truly wasn't. I knew that they were going to get this under control. I was very angry that one man and his enablers have done this to this country, because the racism's always been there and all that's always been there. But this megaphone of permission that he has given his followers, that's what's so horrifying. It doesn't matter if you ban him from Twitter. Now he's on Parler. I hope FBI and the police are scanning this thing and taking everything seriously.
He is a national security threat. How long have we been saying it? Not just from yesterday. He is a domestic terrorist.
Absolutely.
Those people that attack the Capitol are domestic terrorists. And here he is again inciting them yesterday.
They're ruthless, and it's time that somebody did something about it. And Mike Pence, I hope you're going to stand up for the good of our Constitution and for the good of our country. And if you're not, I'm going to be very disappointed in you. I will tell you right now. I'm not hearing good stories.
And, you know, Dana, reporting this morning, Mike Pence is furious that Donald Trump put his life in danger and that he's repaid his loyalty. Like, are you kidding? I have zero sympathy, you idiot.
F that. Seriously.
You know who the guy is. All these people that are resigning at the 11th hour. Do your job. Finish your job. You're putting our country in more instability. You knew who this man was, especially if you're in security or the Defense Department. Stay in your damn post until January 20th, until we hand over power, so that we're not more susceptible to some sort of outside attack. It's unbelievable. I'm so mad about all of it. I can only laugh at this point.
And I have zero sympathy for these terrorists, these rioters that were there. Because first of all, I love this part. He said, we're going to walk down Pennsylvania. You didn't do S. Kimosabe, we.
Right.
Here he is.
We're going to walk down Pennsylvania Avenue. I love Pennsylvania Avenue. And we're going to the Capitol, and we're going to try and give. The Democrats are hopeless. They're never voting for anything, not even one vote. But we're going to try and give our Republicans, the weak ones, because the strong ones don't need any of our help. We're going to try and give them the kind of pride and boldness that they need to take back our country. So let's walk down Pennsylvania Avenue. I want to thank you all. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you all for being here. This is incredible. Thank you very much.
Jeeves, get my golf cart.
Yeah.
Jeeves,
Yeah,
get my
right.
golf
I was just going to
cart.
say, we. And then the coward, like the coward that he has always been, goes back in his bunker and hides. And,
You
know,
can't march with bone spurs, Steffi. You should know this by now. You cannot march with bone spurs.
But, then even on Twitter, I guess when he was still able to tweet yesterday, Travis, he said, oh, these are the things and events that happen when a sacred landslide election victory is so unceremoniously and viciously stripped away from great patriots who've been badly and unfairly treated for so long. Go home in love and peace. Remember this day forever. I mean, Dana, it's like, oh, gas on the fire. Oh, look at how big this fire is. Oh, no, stop the fire. Oh, no, it's bigger again. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean,
you can't at this point. I mean, the fact that he has not been silenced by every social media platform and that he has not been removed at this point is insanity. That they're just going to let this play out for 2 weeks. I mean, come on. And you know what? Put the inauguration inside behind locked doors. There can be 5 people. Televise it. Do not put this out in the general public. Keep them safe. There's no reason people should be getting together during COVID anyway. I don't care if it's outdoors in that large of a group. You know what? They did the DNC and televised it, and you know what?
And it was great.
And it was great. Have the same producers take over the inauguration, and let's make something beautiful and safe.
Yep, absolutely. And Dana, you said it. What the F happened? I still can't get an answer on what happened. This reporting today, officials from the FBI, the Secret Service, Homeland Security, D.C. government, the Pentagon, the National Guard, Joint Task Force, National Capital Region, who spoke to Newsweek last weekend on the condition of anonymity, all talked about the potential for protesters and militias and paramilitary goons egged on by the president to storm the Capitol and even the Capitol building itself. This reminds me of the 9/11 memo. Terrorists determined to strike using airplanes flying into buildings like the World Trade Center. And then later they go, oh, it was nothing specific. I mean, it's a question many are asking after Capitol Police were left understaffed and unable to defend the U.S. Capitol after a siege from Trump supporters. It prompted many to ask where the National Guard was. Earlier in the week, the D.C. mayor had requested the Guard be called in as part of the city's added security. There were conflicting reports. Trump either ignored it or denied it, but her request got no response. It's only after they breached the Capitol, Dana, that Mike Pence and Nancy Pelosi both, because they were personally under attack, they both demanded the National Guard be sent in.
I mean, I saw a tweet, and it was someone that was basically in Native American country where they were putting in the pipeline. And they're like, when we were standing our line, we were met with the National Guard immediately. Don't tell me you don't know how to hold a line. You know how to hold a line when it matters. They know how to what did you run out of gas and rubber bullets yesterday? Did you use them all on the peaceful protesters while you were trying to get a picture with the Bible in front of a church?
I keep saying it was White Privilege Day yesterday in D.C. That's what white privilege looks like. Can you imagine? They breached the speaker's office. There's gunshots. They're breaking the door down, and they're all fine, except for one woman who we don't even know the details of who shot. This was a MAGA woman. She's a Trump supporter. Who shot her?
What's terrifying is she actually had been retweeting like a to-do list on her Twitter about like Roberts needs to resign and Pence needs to resign and be tried for treason. And it was basically like the we're coming down on you, DC. The darkness is going to be lit up. Like this was publicized. And then you have these morons on tape going, I got pepper sprayed. And they're like, where are you from? And she's like, Tennessee. I'm like, she crossed state lines to commit a felony. Put her in jail.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and these are the people that say I'd die for Donald Trump. And now one of them has. I'll die for him. This is our revolution. This is our, I mean, Dana, I want to get your take on Mitch McConnell because once again, Republicans only do the right thing when they have to, when they have no other choice. He didn't have any choice constitutionally, legally. It's like, it's fine that he said it now. He finally says it now. How late?
I had a gambit of emotions about Mitch McConnell when he was speaking yesterday, because I was like, if we had taken that speech in a bubble, I would have been like, thank you, this guy's a patriot,
Right.
but we know who he is.
Right.
And so
and it's the day he knew he lost power. He knew he was majority leader anymore. Now it's too late. Now he has nothing left to, anyway, here it is from yesterday.
President Trump claims the election was stolen. The assertions range from specific local allegations to constitutional arguments to sweeping conspiracy theories. I supported the president's right to use the legal system. Dozens of lawsuits received hearings in courtrooms all across our country. But over and over, the courts rejected these claims, including all-star judges whom the president himself has nominated.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I will say,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I would say this, Mitch McConnell, if he can even sleep at night, 1 year ago, he had the opportunity to remove that SOB from office, and he didn't even ask for witnesses.
No.
This is on him, too.
And you know why, Dana? Because if they had allowed witnesses, they would have had no choice but to remove him.
Exactly. So this, I 100%, Collins, who is so upset, and we're still going through with the vote. You had an opportunity. They all had an opportunity to stop them. None of them did, and they knew exactly who he was.
Yeah, one more, Mitch McConnell.
Every election, we know, features some illegality and irregularity, and of course, that's unacceptable. I support strong state-led voting reforms. Last year's bizarre pandemic procedures must not become the new norm. But my colleagues, nothing before us proves illegality anywhere near the massive scale that would have tipped the entire election.
By the way, he still shoved Republican BS in the middle of that, right?
Yep.
First of all,
he can't do it without
what he
throwing
means
us
by
under.
unusual pandemic procedures is letting too many black people vote, letting too many people vote because of vote by mail, right? That's what we can't repeat this or a Republican will never win again.
He always has to put in that liberal slide in there. Every single time he can't do it. He can't help himself.
Yeah.
It's like a tick.
And then he did the false equivalency. Did you see that to 2004 and 2016?
Yes.
You cannot compare at all. And first of all, Donald Trump was illegitimately elected by a hostile foreign government, which we know, which he massively colluded with. So first of all, you go, but we didn't do anything close to this, right? There was a protest.
He also brought those years up saying that these were close elections. This wasn't a close election. This was
by the way,
landslide.
He brought up 2000 where Al Gore on every counting won if you finished counting the votes in Florida. So these were legitimate protests, but he tried to say, we can't be the same as Democrats and all these protests. We just can't. It's like, no, this is there is zero evidence of any fraud. Period.
Was it Senator Hoyer? I don't want to say his name wrong, but I think that's who it was who was giving this incredible speech talking about how I voted for Al Gore. I was furious when he lost that election. But you know what? None of this happened. We didn't do this.
None of this happened. None of it.
Yeah,
None of it.
I mean, he did a really good job. There was a few senators I was very impressed with. Kelly Loeffler, I could give a rat's butt about her, but I'm glad she did not still contest because it was just the time wise, like they were going to be there. They knew none of them were going to pass.